Contact Sports. It's got stock exhaust, except for this little guy. Don't tell the EPA. Other than that, it's got an aftermarket intercooler, stage 2 tune, little duck bellow action, and that going stock. I'm happy with that.
Suspension mods?
Oh yeah. Got some KW V3s, progressive springs. Ride real smooth when you're driving down the road, real stiff when you're cornering. Very nice.
Very nice. All right. What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having a great day today. And in this video, we are going to be reviewing Evan's BMW here. This is actually my first review on a BMW. I had owned one in the past before, and this is a completely different car compared to an E39. So we are just going to go up kind of these side streets here. And this is a beautiful neighborhood, by the way, but we actually might need to roll up some windows here.
What up?
Got a lot of wind noise here, but of course, as soon as we're trying to mob, there is a guy on a bike.
There's gonna be speed bumps up here anyway.
And there's gonna be speed bumps. So I did drive it a little bit before this video, and I gotta say, it's completely different to what I'm used to driving every day. As you guys may know, I drive a WRX every day, and this just feels like a completely different car. The car feels a lot heavier. It feels not necessarily slower, because it's not. Let's see. It feels a lot more floaty, maybe because their coilovers are just different. I guess you could say stiffness, but your car definitely feels a lot more luxurious than mine, for sure. My car, I feel speed bump. I feel everything in my car, and it's like it's not even on maxed out stiffness yet, but and I don't plan it to be. Before it was like, I think it was like a click away from being maxed out, but yeah, but this car, just driving it around town, it definitely feels a lot bigger than mine. Like that goes with the heavier factor too. I had mentioned this earlier, but his power steering feels way stiffer than mine. I don't know, it kind of goes like that with almost all BMWs that I get in, even like at work or something like that. Every BMW that I get in, the steering feels really heavy, and compared to Subaru, which I could literally drive my car with like my finger if I wanted to. But this, I feel like, even though it's supposed to be more of a luxury car, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It just kind of feels weird to just kind of drive around. But why do you hate it?
You kind of hit the nail on the head with the heavy and like big. I have always driven. I mean, I've owned two E36s, which are a lot smaller than this and a lot slower, but they've always felt faster. This car is like the first car I've driven that's above 400 horsepower, and it feels so slow. And I think that kind of goes with the luxurious part, and I think that's kind of what they're going for, is like a big body that's just like nice to drive in, but it feels super slow. Like getting on the highway, you don't really feel the speed. It's got a boatload of torque, and it still just doesn't, it feels like a little boat. It's heavy, it's 3,600 pounds. I'm used to just over 3,000. And I mean, it's a BMW. It's got all its little small issues. Like anyone who owns an F30 will know that the door pulls are like trash. They'll just melt. And it's just an overall expensive car to own. But I mean, driving wise, I really like it. It's comfy. The coilovers do it justice. Especially with the progressive spring rate, I think that really helps it just drive well. From the steering standpoint, I mean, this is the first car I've ever owned that has electric power steering. So it drives like a dream to me. But I can see how it feels heavy. But other than that, I mean, it's a nice car.
Yeah, no, I really like it. I'm actually, even though we're not really driving fast, I feel like I'm having a good time. It really likes to hug the corners here. One thing I do notice is the transmission. It kind of feels like when you let off the gas, to me, it feels like you're driving a manual.
Yeah.
Because it has that jerkiness. But
for sure.
Like,
you can also change that with the different modes, since there is like tunes and stuff for this. You can change the mode that the transmission.
Yeah, that is nice. I mean, like, obviously with my car, you don't get any of that. But,
yeah. Kind of a perk of being an auto, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I had my GTI was a DSG, but I never got really much of jerkiness. But I guess that would be different since it's dual clutch. But
yeah, this is just torque converter. I still think you should drive it in manual mode, even though it's still an auto. It feels better, I think.
You just do this and then
just click it over and paddle shift, or you can use that to shift up and down.
Okay. There we go. There's some bobs there. You don't really get a gauge of speed.
That's what, yeah, it feels slow all the time. You don't get, like I've noticed in a lot of manual cars, or even just smaller, slow cars, you get kind of that like butt dyno. Like you can kind of feel how fast you're going. Right now, without looking at the speedo, I guess we're going about 50, and we're doing. So, I mean, obviously, butt dynos aren't accurate. That's why it's a butt dyno. But it just kind of, it puts you back in your seat a little bit. But I think it's kind of just the fact that it's a big body and it's got like very nice inside and like leather cushy seats. I think that helps it feel super comfortable and not really like.
Yeah, no, it feels really comfortable.
Yeah, the adjustable bucket seats are definitely a bonus for me. It's one of my favorite things about the car. You can adjust tightness on your sides. You can pull it out if your like legs are long and you like more support. There's a lot of things you can do with the seats, and I think that's really interesting to me because I've always driven 90 shit boxes.
What I really like is that obviously we're going from this to manual cars. I just like the easiness of downshifting and stuff like that because you don't have to worry about rev matching at all.
No.
Like I'm just doing the pedal.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of jerky in manual mode.
I can see that.
But I think that's kind of, I don't know what BMW's thinking, but I think that's kind of what they're going for.
To give that automated manual sensation.
I think they really wanted to, with like the 335 M Sport and the 340, it's that way to kind of feel a sports car without getting into the higher M3 model. I think that was kind of the goal.
100%.
Not that the 340 is any cheaper than an M3, but
no. But yeah, just taking these corners, downshifting, everything like that. It doesn't look like that because I'm really focused, but I'm actually having a lot of fun. Trying not to destroy your car because I don't think I could afford this at the moment, but
don't worry, I can barely afford it as it is. Oh yeah. As far as like when you get on it, does it feel faster than WX? Like acceleration wise? Or does it feel way slower?
Oh, it feels way faster than my car.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if we go from like obviously the shifting no matter what is going to be faster, but if we go from second gear pulls or third gear pulls, I feel like my car has more bite to it, but you look down, you're going like maybe 60 in my car, but you look down in this car, you're going 80 plus. So, I mean, I'm thoroughly pleased with it. I don't have any complaints. We keep hitting more bikes. Those are just crispy.
Those are good. Needs an exhaust. So bad.
It's funny because it's when we're just cruising like this, right? There's pops, but it's not loud.
Yeah, the overall
it's
noise is super tame, which is nice. But I like being in a loud car. It makes me feel cooler and faster.
I don't know. My car isn't really like, it's tame to a point, but it's like when you get on it, then it starts to open up and scream and stuff like that. But
it's just weird having this because I come from, I mean, obviously my E36 I own now is an automatic, but the E36 I owned before this was a 5-speed ZF. I love ZF transmissions. I've driven a lot of manual cars and I will still live and die by a ZF. But I mean,
that was full beans right there.
that was good. I mean, it's still a ZF, so same manufacturer, but being that it's an automatic, I think they did a very good job with the way it feels. Whether you're just in regular drive cruising to work, or if you're ripping through back roads in manual mode, I think it does a really good job of just like keeping you with that good feeling. Like that just felt good.
That felt good.
Super smooth.
Lost a little bit of traction there too.
Really?
Yeah, the light was
Spun
flashing.
these.
Spun these 255s.
I'm surprised. I have not yet done
Little farts, dude.
that. Yeah,
She farts.
a little bit. Oh, that torque converter juice doesn't know what to do. But like,
We're gonna have to bleep all this speed out. That's pretty funny. They don't like it when you say your actual speed.
it's fast, but it does not feel it at all.
No, it doesn't.
She gets up and goes.
This car is a little dangerous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, my goal with buying this car, previous owner, Philip, I worked with him, he's a good friend. My goal with this car was to just have a fun daily driver that I can just rip around in.
This checks all the boxes off for
Yeah.
sure.
And once I started driving it, I realized how fast it really is. Like I lock stock STIs, I keep up with, I mean, I'm faster than like Charger RTs, Challenger RTs. And, you know, now the goal is make it a 10-second car and daily it, which obviously that's kind of silly because the reliability goes downhill.
Oh, dramatically.
Yeah, but I mean, if I've only raced one car and lost, and that was to, believe it's an Evo 9. Might be mistaken, might be an Evo 8, but I'm fairly certain it's an Evo 9. Black Cherry Evo, he lives over here. That car is insane. It's built to the moon. It's a beautiful car. And I kept up for a good amount, and it's an impressively fast car that he drives, and I was surprised this kept up. So it'd be cool to see this thing faster than most of the cars on the road.
Right.
But I also want to keep it reliable. That's kind of the whole reason I bought it, so I'm not ripping on like my E36 and just breaking something every week.
I would love to see this thing on a track.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't really want to take it to a track just because I feel like it's not worthy.
And it's your daily.
Well, I mean, I come from a family, well, not necessarily a family, but my mom has raced cars for years on years. As long as I've been able to remember, she's been racing cars. So I've always wanted to have a car I can take out to the track. I think this is the closest I've been. E36s aren't really powerhouses by any means.
Yeah, those are slidey boys.
Yeah, they're good slidey boys. You can make them into a good track car with a lot of work. But this is kind of set. I mean, it doesn't have the same width as a M3, but that's okay. I think it checks a lot of the boxes for a track car, or at least a trackable car. And I think it'd be a really fun car to drive on the track. I just know from driving it on back roads and stuff, especially with like the butt dyno thing, you can't feel how fast you're going, and I think that'd be a problem on track. Because I think a lot of driving is how you feel. You have to feel the car, you have to feel what it's doing. And although like sliding in this is very predictable, if you do it on accident, it's very simple. You just let off the gas and it grips.
Good.
That's another thing I don't like. I'm sure you just experienced it because you did what I do. Oh, really?
Yeah.
What I don't like, I don't know if you felt it or not, but it's got immense body roll. It stiffens up into it, but it has a lot of body roll. That's another thing that would have to be just at least.
Yeah, I wanted to try and just kind of just throw it in the corner and see what happens. And yeah, I did experience that.
Yeah, I'm a believer in super stiff cars. I think that's the way to do it. I haven't ridden or anything in your WRX, but I'd imagine it's a lot stiffer than this, and that's what I really like. I mean, my coils are maxed out on my 36, and I think it feels great. And I don't think anybody else likes riding in buckets on max stiffness coils, but I'm a big fan.
Big fan.
I think it feels right.
I know, that's why, well, I do, all my driving is pretty much city driving. I do go on back roads to have fun, but I put my softness a little bit up there. Like I said, just for city driving, because it's like a crazy amount of potholes, like just going to and from work and stuff like that. Those of you who don't know, roads up here, except for this one apparently,
This just got repaved.
except it's just, yeah, they're all trash. I really have no complaints on it. It's really comfy. And it checks off all the boxes for a fun daily driver. So, yeah. Thank you, Evan, for letting me drive the BMW here. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure you did too.
Oh, yeah.
I hope I didn't make you poop yourself at all.
Not at all.
Okay. That'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give it a like. And while you're down there, might as well hit that subscribe button.
Definitely.
And, yeah, catch you guys next time. Later.